Hello everyone, welcome back. This is James. Today, good day. We just got to know that Carney got it! So Canada is red now, still. 4 terms in a row. This is a moment for Canadian history. Personally, I'm very happy with that. So very obvious. You guys all know who I voted for. However, I just want to say something, comment something about this election. Finally, the election is gone. Very unfortunately that Liberal is not the majority government, so they still need to find out partners, However, at least right now, we are not going to another side. We're not going to very right. So why I like Carney? Okay, to be honest, Carney is pretty new to me. He just got into my world like a few months ago. He's a new guy to me. I don't really know him that much. However, the way he speaks.
I welcome you to our land, America. We are soon to be...
well, there was a border when I came, John.
When was the last time you checked Twitter?
The way he talks about things.
I remember you from 2008. Your work in helping Canada get through the economic crisis of 2008, the financial crisis that hit this country terribly, and I thought made a lot of really painful decisions for the people of this country. I thought Canada avoided the worst of that. And I believe you played a very strong role in that.
We did. I mean, thank you. We did.
You're so,
but we did because we didn't do things that we didn't understand. So we didn't let our banks do things that they didn't understand just because all the other banks were doing them. So subprime, CDO squared, really, fancy derivatives.
You're saying you didn't let. You thought, let's not let the banks dissolve mortgages into particulate matter, mix it into cups,
throw it off,
throw it in the air, and then sell that.
Well, throw it in the air, take a big profit, pay themselves a lot of money,
yes,
and then it hits the ground.
How did you not have to do that?
We didn't understand it, John.
Son of a bitch!
We didn't understand it.
The way that he showed the world as a Canadian leader, it just makes me feel okay, feel happy about it. Compare him and then the other conservative leader, I just can't choose the other side, Yesterday, after he won, I saw his speech after the winning, right? So I took a little bit screenshot about something that he said. I just feel like it's very nice. Let's watch it together, okay?
Over my long career, I have made many mistakes, and I will make more. But I commit to admitting them openly, to correcting them quickly, and always learning from them.
It's very short, but did you hear that? It doesn't matter if he's a leader or just a normal person. This is the right way to be a good person. Okay, you may say he's faking, he's performing. Doesn't matter. If he's performing, he's a very good actor. Okay? If he is just making a show, well, he did a good job. So what I see from there, what do you see in the comment? Let me know. I see what? I see the humbleness there. Admit that everyone can make a mistake, even himself. Now he's the leader of this whole country, but he still admits his mistakes. This is priceless. Guys, listen to this. This is priceless. Why? I am from CCP, China, where I lived over 20 years. I'm telling you, nobody ever said sorry or admit their mistakes in the government. If you watch Chinese national news, if you listen to any speech, any municipal level, provincial level, federal level, any level of government people, if they give a speech, they would never say anything that, oh, we are sorry, we are wrong, we're trying to fix this mistake. Never, ever. This is the biggest problem. In my other Chinese channel, I always say that. I always bring that up. In Chinese culture, I just don't know why people just can't admit their mistakes. For example, with myself, I learned that problem, so I am someone who is very easy to admit my own mistakes. I'm someone always say sorry first. However, my parents, I'm not trying to attack my parents, but the fact is, my dad, my mom, never ever said, oh, wow, I made a mistake. Oh, like, sorry, son, like, they have never admit any mistakes. I think there's a very huge dark side of Chinese culture. I think there is a problem there. I don't know if it's only the people or the government. I believe there are so many Chinese similar to me. We are happy to admit what we did, admit our mistakes, but the government there, I think they just want to be powerful. They just want to show the people they are never wrong. They are always right. They never made any mistakes. That's the way they choose to earn the trust from the people, even though I think it's a lie. Okay? For example, with COVID, in the beginning, I was happy with the way China did it. They block everything. They are very controlled. At that time, communism showed up a good side. But after time goes, it's still too much control. That's crazy. People doesn't deserve that. Especially COVID at the end, it was not that powerful to kill people, But you know how this ended? China just announced, okay, tomorrow, open. So after that, almost every Chinese got it. And then so many people died after that because they were not prepared. They just too tight in the beginning, which is good in the beginning of COVID. And then people are fighting with it. People had a lot of, protests on the street. So government can't handle that. Okay, release. There's no bridge in middle. So Carney is someone who is willing to admit their own problem, their own mistakes in front of 40 million people about. Isn't that need some courage? Do you think that's brave? I do. I work in education industry. I think that is a role model for the young people. I think we should all learn from that. It's not easy it's not easy for all of us just admit our mistakes in front of everyone. Of course, he's not making a confession, but really, it's not that easy to make announcement like that in public, especially when you are in a powerful position like that. Think of Donald Trump. What does he talks? Do Canadians want a leader like Trump?
To Justin Trudeau again, is there anything he can give you at 3 p.m. when you talk again to also
I don't know.
Pause,
I don't know.
like you said with Mexico?
I don't know.
No, definitely not. We would never want a leader like Trump. Okay? And then the team of Trumps like J.D. Vance, are you kidding me? They're barking. They're just always barking. Right? So we don't want that. So the other side, the blue side, the leader of blue is very, I'm not saying very close, but closer than Carney. The way he talks, he's just attacking more than, convincing.
Let me start by talking to the young people of the nation and those who are aspiring to home ownership. It was only 10 years ago you could buy an average house for $450,000. But in the last lost Liberal decade, housing costs have doubled. And so now our youth cannot afford a home, and our seniors are worried about being evicted. We can't afford a fourth Liberal term of rising housing costs. We need a change out of the way so that builders can actually build.
I think,
Mr. Carney, you are on housing. We need a change, and you, sir, are not a change. The question you have to ask is, after a decade of Liberal promises, can you afford food? Is your housing more affordable than it used to be? And are you prepared to elect the same Liberal MPs, the same Liberal ministers, the same Liberal staffers all over again for a fourth term? Mr. Carney, Justin Trudeau's staffers are actually here with you at this debate in Montreal, writing the talking points that you are regurgitating into the microphone. How can we possibly believe that you are any different than the previous 10 years of Liberal government?
25 seconds left in this segment for you to respond to that.
Look, I do my own talking points. Thank you very much.
That's what I think. So overall, I am happy with this result of the election, even though unfortunately they're only a few seats short that Liberal can make a majority. However, let's see what can they do. And I think Canadian people, so this time NDP got very few seats. I think a lot of the NDP supporters, they switched to Carney. That's how people just try to switch it to make sure we Canadians were not going right. Okay, right is dangerous. Look at the American right now. Donald Trump, the newest support rate, he's less than 40%, well, around 40%. He's the only president after World War II that the support rate is not even passing 50%. It's very low. So I think American will see their mistakes. I don't know if they will vote for Trump again, but luckily we're in Canada. I always tell international students, my students, that Canadians are very different compared to Americans, okay? Very different. So luckily, Canada is not going to the other direction. So overall, again, I'm very, very happy with this result. And then, I don't know, what do you think? I understand. Every time if we talk about politics, you don't have to agree with me, okay? You can say whatever you want. Let's just have a civilized conversation in the comment area, okay? Thank you for watching, and then go Canada. I hope a best future for Canada. Oh, by the way, I think Canadian people vote for Carney also because we think Carney has the ability to make a deal with Donald Trump, with US. Hopefully Canada will do it in a very good way. Okay? Okay. Thank you for watching. See you next time.